This is how you turn credit into cash and how to liquidate your business credit cards. And for this one, I actually have a guest. His name is Great Friend of Monday Capital, and he helps his clients process business credit cards. Will help process business credit cards and turn them into cash. So you're going to want to listen to this interview all the way through because we covered all of the pros and cons of liquidating business credit cards, exactly why you can do it, and how this is essentially the only way to turn a business loan to 0% interest. The only way to do it. So you're going to want to stick all the way into the end, and let's go without any further ado. Let's get it. Let's talk about how to liquidate business credit cards, turn your credit into cash, an unlimited amount. And we got Gray here. So he's going to break all of this down. So, first of all, Gray, what does it mean to liquidate a business credit card?
Absolutely. So to liquidate a business credit card is meaning to tap the liquidity or take the cash off of it and effectively turn that line into assets that you can use at your own discretion. So super simple concept.
So if you have a 50K business credit card, you essentially could take like 30, 40K of that in cash into your business checking account.
Absolutely. So whereas, you have that 50K line, you can then, effectively exchange it for X amount of cash that you're looking to get into your bank account.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, okay. So what do you need to liquidate these business credit cards? Like what does
Absolutely.
the actual business owner need?
Absolutely. So the process is, streamlined, very simple. Only a few documents for your LLC, right? We just want to make sure that you own the LLC and it's active. So we ask for, an EIN document and then just some sort of certification that your, LLC is active. Other than that, that is pretty much it for document wise, aside from a valid ID and then a business bank account that is indeed open. That is pretty much it, though.
Okay, okay. Not too much to ask for at all, especially if
Mhm.
you're already a business owner. I mean, you should already have that anyways.
Yep.
Okay, so my question then would be like, why would you even want to do this in the first place versus like say if you're a newer business owner, you're just getting started. What's the advantages of taking advantage of these, pulling cash off of your business credit cards or, tapping into liquidity there?
Absolutely. Good question. So, for a number of business owners, applying for a loan or getting approved for a loan for the amount that they want is an uphill battle. That's if it's not expensive, which most of the time it is. So,
Yeah.
traditionally, it's been easier to work with, companies like yourself to where you guys can basically stack the credit cards and get anywhere from 50, 100, 200K in 0% interim credit cards. And then
Yeah.
you can effectively turn part of that into cash and give yourself a 0% loan, cash in the bank for, minimum 9 to 18 months, depending on the cards. So very, very unique strategy to be able to give yourself more runway and a cheaper solution per se to get what you need done.
So that means you can do this even say like if you have the business credit card, say if you already have the 50 or 100K, if you work with me or someone like me to get that amount, 50, 100, 150K, whatever it is, but you're a newer business owner, you still will be able to do this.
Absolutely. So traditionally for loans, they want to see multiple years of cash flow. They want to see tax returns, bank statements, a number of things that make it harder for newer businesses to get access to, the amount of money that they're looking to acquire. And again, even if you can, it's more than likely going to be more expensive. And, sure is going to be more expensive than a 0% loan
Yeah.
effectively or 0% card from the bank for 9 to 18 months. So it's a very, very unique model that can get you what you need.
I completely co-sign that seriously because that's one thing that I constantly go over in my videos is like, you guys, you have to have documentation if you want to get the lines of credit and get the loans, especially for higher amounts. You're not just going to walk into a bank, you just create your LLC and you're just going to pop off and get 200K in a business loan. It doesn't work like that. Like you say, you need months or years of cash flow, positive cash flow be profitable too as well in the business before the banks will start giving you that type of access. And even if they did, like you said, one thing that's key, if you're using 0% business credit cards, you can have essentially a 0% loan. And this is the only way that you're going to be able to do it, because no bank is going to give you a loan at a 0% interest rate, even if you have great credit like myself. Even better, you could have a 50 credit score and be making $1 million a month. You still won't get a 0% interest business loan. So that's key right there. Okay. I guess from here I can just ask you, like, what's the process? What does it look like from start to finish? Somebody, works with you guys in order to liquidate their business credit cards. What does it look like?
Sure, absolutely. So upon signing on, you'll book a meeting with a dedicated representative. This person is going to be glued to your hip the entire time. They're going to answer all the questions that you may have, literally give all information that you need for success. So effectively on this meeting, you're going to go over how many cards you're looking to do if applicable, what you're trying to do, how much, the percentage of each card, and so on. At that point, after the call, you're going to fill out a very basic form, like we said, where you input your LLC documents, verify your ID, verify your bank account, verify personal and business information. Cool thing, no one pulls credit. We don't ask for credit, no social security number.
Okay, that's key.
No, yeah, yeah. So it's pretty straightforward. Just have to have the basics. And after all that stuff is verified, of course, you sign the onboarding agreement and then invoice to the email on file. And that's contingent on, again, how many cards you're doing, if applicable. During that, you just pay it, process, and then you start getting, disbursements to the account on file. So relatively simple, streamlined, automated updates. We have a 1-800 number that can be called. You also have a dedicated rep that you can reach out to at any time. We answer very, very quickly. That's the name of the game. So really simple process.
Absolutely. That's what's up, man. If I will, real quick, I actually want to share my screen real quick to show you guys proof that I actually went through the process myself and liquidated close to 5K myself. And I'll just show that real quick. This is one of my business checking accounts where that is literally from these guys liquidate one of my business credit cards. So I went through the process myself. So literally everything that Gray just said is what I experienced. Everybody was, cool. Y'all hit me up, kept me updated on when the money was coming back in and everything. So, um, yeah, I can vouch for that. So, speaking of that, let's talk about a few like frequently asked questions that I normally would get when I have a client that I'm sending you guys to, or because sometimes I'll tell them like how to do it themselves too, right? But they do need to know like the dangers of that too. So, matter of fact, let's just start there. Um, let's talk about that. So, you can do this yourself, right, Gray? Like, let's put it out there. Like, you can absolutely do this yourself.
Yeah,
However, just know if you do it yourself, if you're not setting it up properly, it's going to be a headache. Like you can get your business credit card shut down. You can get, if you're using a merchant account like a Stripe, you can get that shut down. And I'm not trying to make it sound scary. This is literally what happens. Like if you don't set it up properly. So, have you seen that before? Like, that's probably like one of the reasons that you even got into this business, like seeing stuff like that.
absolutely. So our front end team, all the time, they hear horror stories of people who don't take the proper precautions, don't do their research, and just think that you can, rip a 5, 8, 10, 20, 30K invoice on a PayPal, on, QuickBooks, anything like that. These places are not really meant for something like that. There's a lot of fly by night, onesie twosie processes that might work. However, it's just, inherent risk, right? So it's like you work so hard to, build your credit, fix your credit to get the credit cards. You should, want to make sure that you're doing this process right when, converting that credit to cash. And that's why, we vouch, for safety and everything. Do your research beforehand. But yes, there's multiple ways to do it. A lot of them have inherent risk of getting funds held, cards getting shut down, stuff gets frozen, account reviews, you name it. We've seen it all, which is again why we promote to do your own research and to make sure that you're doing this the right way. And or I'm biased, but working with us, and we can teach you and show you the right ways and the wrong ways of doing this process. So.
Yeah, so I had an American Express review because of me trying to liquidate back in the day before I knew what I was doing. And I had PayPal hold my funds for like 180 days,
Yep.
like for 6 months. We're
Yep.
doing this wrong. So
Happens all
I'm
the
also
time.
speaking from personal experience. So it ain't nothing he just saying because he just trying to scare you off from it. It's real. Like if you don't do this correctly, and a lot of people won't put that out there like that, but I like to keep it real here. So just let you know if you don't do it right. Like what I mean by that too is like if you're a newer business owner, you just started whatever merchant account that you're trying to use for liquidating, you can't just start out like doing 20K invoices just like Ray just said. Like you're going to get flagged more than likely. You have to have an experienced or a you know what I mean, like a seasoned account with that merchant account for it to work. And even then, there's still things that you have to look out for. So um yeah, you just want to put that out there. Now, another question I'm thinking of here is how long does it take typically from the time that they start the process to the end?
Absolutely. So, very streamlined process, underwriting, verify, everything from the whole 9 yards to setting up the call. We budget for 7 to 14 business days. This allows for the bank to process again, people are doing, 30, 50, 80, 100, 300K. There is no maximum. So you can come in and do really whatever amount that you want, and we still
Uh-huh.
budget for that timeline. Of course, every file is different, and there's a number of different things, but that's why we do kind of give that range, especially with weekends, bank holidays, you name it, where stuff just doesn't banks aren't open. So
Yeah, that was going to be my next question too. Like, how much can you actually liquidate? So, pretty much it's unlimited, especially
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. It's
okay,
it's unlimited. I mean, our minimums are 2 to 4K. So we have people who come in with three, four, five, eight, sometimes like almost a dozen cards wanting to do multiple six figures, and we can do that no problem. So
got you. Okay, okay, okay. That's dope, man. And one thing I'm thinking of really quickly for you real estate investors, this is key for you. Like, if you need access to actual cash instead of business credit cards and you don't quite qualify for the business loans or, business lines of credit, and or you can't get access to the other stuff or it's too expensive for you, like the what's I almost said payday loans. Heck no, not payday loans, but you know what I mean, the loans that you typically get. I don't know
MCAs.
why it's no for real estate, on the real estate side.
Oh, like an FHA loan, or no?
Not the official ones, the ones that real estate investors normally use, that's has the balloon payment and everything.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm not that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna think of like when I ask you the next question, I'm gonna say it for sure because I know it. It's just you get like brain fart or whatever. But okay, I guess the next thing I would ask is how much is it? Because I know that people gonna be wondering that. So like, how much is it to liquidate business credit cards with you guys?
Absolutely. So it's a standard 6% plus a $40 wire fee. This is deducted from what is invoiced. So, Colin, if you make a $20,000 purchase or a $20,000 payment, you will get wired ACH back about 18.8K. So, all streamlined. Yep.
Okay, okay. So just the 6% in the wire fee. Okay,
Correct. Correct. We take
okay.
care of the banking fees, the processing fees, interchange, all the goodness. So it's all encompassed into one 6% fee.
By the way, really quickly, it was a hard money loan. That's what I was referring to.
Yep.
Hard money if that's like too expensive for you. But speaking of that, really quickly, I mean that's key. So 20K, you liquidate that, you'll be getting, like you said, like 18.8 back.
Hmm.
That's if you're using 0%, that 18.8 that you're gonna be paying back, that could be 0%, like Grace said, from 9 to 18 months, depending on the bank. So that's clutch. That's super
Really,
clutch.
really good tool. Really good tool, especially if you're just starting out. Gives you time to figure out, purchase what you need to purchase, invest in something accordingly to where by the time that road comes to the end of 0%, you're cash flowing and you can use that to successfully start to pay down that credit card bill.
Okay, cool, cool. So let's go here. Like I said, you know how I am, bro. I like to go. I like to be as real and transparent as possible.
Yeah.
So, are the clients, are their information safe, or just like kind of speak on that?
Absolutely. So we work with Plaid, right? And a Plaid, Plaid is a, big third party company. Uh,
Absolutely, yeah.
Everything is hosted at the bank level. We do not have access to even your credit card information. So, we don't even see, like, Colin, when you did that amount with us, we couldn't even
Uh-huh.
see what your full credit card information was. The
Okay, yeah.
only thing that we have access to is just stuff that's public, and that's some of the business docs that you can find on Secretary of State, and then of course your contact information. Other than that, the banks and the verification systems, they do it, they host it. If you want to get nitty and gritty, everything is on a 256 uh, bit, or whatever the term is,
The
but
encryption, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
encryption. It's safe. I mean, we work with platforms, and we have to make sure the information is safe, or else we aren't doing our job correctly. So.
Yeah, I just want to put this out here. When you have someone like Gray, or I would consider myself, but I don't want to put it out there like that. But when you have someone that is a legitimate business owner and that's what they do, they're not trying to sabotage their company and their quality of life by messing over on your account or messing over your money or nothing like that. Because when you run a business, that means that your company is not liable. We ain't trying to do all that. So, but even then, I still work with you guys just to see the process. It wasn't really to see if you guys were legit. I already knew that, but I just wanted to see it for myself firsthand, so that when I sent clients to you guys, I already knew how it would go down and everything. And everything's cool. And I know that you guys are real, so it's all good. Okay. Man, that's pretty much it. That's all the stuff I can think of. Like, you got anything for me
I mean, that's pretty
or
much
anything you
it.
want to throw out there?
I mean,
Yeah.
aside from, the process of everything is streamlined and we take care of it, done for you, and we just verify that, you are who you say you are, and everything is golden. I mean, you can see the reviews, the testimonies, the partners, the verifications that we have. We're an open book, and, happy to call in or email us, and, answer any sort of question that you may have. So.
Oh, another thing too I want to add in is that if you're liquidating business credit cards too, when it comes to paying it back, because that's another question that I get. I know you probably get a lot too. It depends on the bank, right? But a lot of times, say with like a Chase Bank, they only require 1% of what you borrow. So if that's like in the 20K example that we had earlier, it's only going to be $200 a month that you'll be paying. So it's clutch, man. Like being able to borrow that much and only pay that much back for 0% interest for a year is like that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Cool, cool. Okay. That is pretty much it, man. Well, I'll go ahead and drop Gray's and his company, which is Great Friend. I'm Monday Friend Capital, right?
Yes, sir.
I want to butcher the name. Okay. So I'll drop his company's information in the description. Of course, you'll see it in there. And yeah, if you're looking to liquidate an unlimited amount, I was gonna say my normal like 250K, but it can be even more than that. If you're needing to liquidate your business credit cards, then you'll be able to do so. And that's pretty much it. See you guys in the next one. Peace.